where the DA-led multi-party coalition pact will this afternoon try to remove newly elected Speaker Mncedi Nzwanana through a motion of no confidence which was filed through the city manager. He comes from the African Transformation Movement and he's been accused of being a proxy of the ANC and EFF. Last Thursday, an attempt was made to elect a new mayor after the dramatic exit of Murunga Makwarela. Newzroom Afrika's Ziyanda Ngcobo is standing by for us from the city of Tshwane to bring us the very latest in this never-ending drama. Hello to you, Ziyanda.
You know, there's no better way to put it than exactly the way you just have to do. Never-ending drama. I tell you what, the latest this morning is that that word that I got this morning is that on Sunday, a letter was written by one of the councillors, basically saying that the municipal manager, Johan Metlier, has no right to have called this meeting. You will recall that when you call for a motion of no confidence against the speaker, you have to do it either through the city manager or the municipal manager. So this particular councillor, Alex Middleburg, has said that the speaker did not reject the motion of no confidence against him. In fact, they're undergoing a process of verifying the signatures of those who have called for this motion of no confidence, citing a previous time where signatures were actually forged. And you'll know that Nzwanana last week was overseeing that attempt then to appoint a new mayor in Tshwane, where he was accused by some of playing politics by delaying the meetings to the extent that it was now postponed to tomorrow. So let's bring in Selby Bukabi. He speaks for the Tshwane municipality, and these back and forth letters, has the speaker responded to this councillor? I mean, in terms of the Municipal Structures Act, is this meeting this afternoon legal?
Well, good afternoon, Ziyanda. I cannot speak on behalf of the speaker. I speak on behalf of the city manager. And what I can confirm to you is that the city manager indeed issued the notice convening this afternoon's meeting scheduled for 3 p.m. because in terms of the law, the multi-party coalition partners wrote to the speaker. They petitioned him in terms of section 29 subsection 1 calling for a meeting. Now the procedure to follow is that you write to the speaker, you append the signatures of the councillors who are calling for the meeting, and that number has to satisfy a certain threshold. So in this instance, in the city of Tshwane, is 108. So they form a quorum. They wrote to the speaker. They give him the time. They give him the date by when they want that meeting. That was done. The speaker did not respond. And the law says when the speaker does not respond, or rather refuses to convene that meeting, that responsibility now falls on the shoulders of the city manager to convene the meeting. So what the city manager has done was basically to comply with the law.
The argument, however, that has come from, the likes of the NC and EFF is that the city, in that letter in particular, the speaker, I beg your pardon, has not refused the motion, that he was actually still undergoing a process of verifying the signatures. I mean, is there a certain time period within which then the speaker is given to cede to or reject a motion?
Well, let's contextualize. The meeting was first called on Friday, the 24th. As far as I recall, I don't remember seeing any letter from the speaker saying, yes, there's going to be a meeting. I'm acceding to your request to convene this meeting. Then weekend came, and today is Monday. So I'm trying to respond to the question around whether or not there was a refusal on the part of the speaker or not. So there are many ways of refusing without saying it in many ways. As I'm talking to you now, it's the 27th, just before 2 p.m., thereabout, and there is no letter that comes from the speaker saying he's going to convene the meeting. So therefore, the city manager was left with no choice but to go ahead and convene the meeting. in the absence of any confirmation that came from the Speaker's office. So, had the city manager not acceded to this request, he would have been in contravention of the law. And the city manager is not a politician, he's an administrator. So, when a responsibility falls on his shoulders, he is compelled by law to observe the law. So he can't be the one going around contravening the law. The city manager acted professionally and well within his rights. In short, he was authorized and he is still authorized to convene the meeting this afternoon.
I'm asking this because there was an intimation in that letter that there could be a possible legal challenge because this particular councillor already believes that this is an illegal sitting. Perhaps we can anticipate some drama just around the legality of the sitting. So as the city, are you anticipating or preparing yourselves for the eventuality of a legal challenge?
Well, if that were to happen, let it happen. But what I have seen in that letter by Councillor Middelbeck, he alleges that one of the councillors, whose name I will not mention, may have forged his signature. I am in possession of a letter by that particular councillor confirming that he actually appended that signature and that his signature is legit and valid. So city manager has got no grounds to refuse to convene this meeting. So when people make allegations of going to court, they are well within their rights to go to court.
All right. Selby Bokaba speaks then for the city of Tshwane to do so. As we've already said, no shortage of drama. The meeting is expected to get underway at 3 o'clock, but there's already talks about the legality of this meeting. You'll know that tomorrow there was supposed to be a resumption of the election of a mayor here in Tshwane. So whatever happens today is also likely to have an impact on the proceedings tomorrow.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Ziyanda Ngcobo, as you continue to work that story for us. Let's shift focus on